So welcome to our practice this morning. You guys can go ahead and find a comfortable place to sit. And we'll start with closing the eyes down and joining the hands in prayer right in front of the heart center. To the best of your capacity, sit nice and tall in your seat. Let the inner spine be energetic and allow the muscles, the expression on the face to relax completely. Listening to the words from this prayer poem by Paramhansa Yogananda, teach me to fish for thee in the deep waters of my soul. I sought to catch thee in the deep waters of superconsciousness. Little fishes of inspiration nibbled at my bait of meditation. My concentration bobbed, but every time I pulled, I missed thee. I baited the hook of my meditation with the tasty spice of love. The little fishes tugged, and I watched them do so with attentive zeal. Lo, my mind's float vanish beneath thy waves of bliss. O colossal denizen of my consciousness, I pulled at thee, and with a bound thou didst leap to the shores of my heart. Teach me to fish for thee, ever in the deepest waters of my soul. A beautiful prayer poem by Paramhansa Yogananda. And we'll have a chant before we go into a practice of pranayama or breathing. So you can relax your hands down. Facing them up on the lap is one of the ideal ways to sit, but if you need extra support behind you, you can also just lean back onto your hands if necessary. You can keep the eyes closed here, and as we begin to chant, center your awareness into the heart. Chanting opens the heart in a very special and a unique way. As you feel your heart opening, let that energy rise up to the point between your two eyebrows. You might think like the smoke of incense rising, your devotion rising up to be blessed, to be sanctified. Allowing a few moments to feel the effects of the chant. Any awakened energy in the heart rising back to the point between the two eyebrows. Let's enjoy a few moments here of practicing Nadi Shodhan. Alternate nostril breath. You can fold the first two fingers of your right hand. We always start by closing off right nostril. Rather than pinching the nostril, I recommend just putting the finger right underneath and plugging the bottom. So we'll start by exhaling all the breath out of the left side of the nose. Gentle inhalation to the same side. Breathing right up into the brain. When you reach the top of the breath, switch fingers, ring finger underneath left nostril, and then let all the breath come out of the right side. When you're ready, the inhale is natural and flows up, touching up into the brain. At the peak of inhale is when you switch fingers and exhale out the other side. So take a few rounds here, allowing the breath to naturally slow down. Careful not to bow the head down as you practice, but to keep the spine nice and long. Each time the inhale reaches its peak, feel that you're breathing right straight into the brain, sending fresh prana to the spiritual eye, Agya chakra, at the point between the two eyebrows. If you ever get a little confused in the breath, just exhale out of whatever side you're on. Inhale right back through that side. And we're switching fingers at the top of the breath. And we're taught that as you practice this breath, to allow the breath to become so quiet and so still that if you were to hold a feather underneath the nose, it wouldn't be perturbed by the flow of your breath, exhaling or inhaling. This is a goal to work towards. Let your final round be exhaling out of the right side of the nose to keep a good balance. You can free the hands down back to the lap. Secure all the attention back to the point between the two eyebrows. And it's really the gentle breathing after the pranayama where we feel the benefits. So just breathe calmly, gently. Releasing any anticipation or anxiety about future moments, any attachment or depression to past experiences. You can gently flutter open the eyes as you feel ready. So welcome everyone. We're going to just take a few more moments in our seat here and we'll rub the palms together, finding a little bit of wakeful consciousness. Start down by the belly, then we'll move up into the heart, then we'll move above the head, clearing all the energy centers. Inhale, shine the palms up into the sky, nice full breath into the body, and then exhale, you can bathe the energy around you. Good. Let's just do a little tumbling in the belly. This is another great way to sort of break up any stagnancy in the low of the body, so your fists are soft and you're spinning the hands forwards, and go into the heart. Careful of your chin. Good, and then we'll inhale and reach all the way up. Exhale, nice and wide. Spread the arms out and down. Okay, one more awakening here. We'll just rub the arms. You can repeat the affirmation if you'd like. Rejoice, my body cells. Rejoice. And if you can, get skin-to-skin contact here. And then come around onto the other arm. Rejoice, my body cells. Rejoice. Good. Take fingertips to the scalp, just a little massaging here. All the while drawing long, deep breath into the body. And then be sure to anchor the fingers into the scalp and shift the skin off of the skull. Getting a little awakening there. Nice deep breathing. Good. We'll do a soft drumming on the top of the head. Sit tall into this vibration. See if you can feel it drumming all the way down into the root of your spine. Breathing deep here, finding activation and upward rising energy. When you're all done with this practice, inhale, reach the arms up, shine the palms to the sky. Exhale only when you need to, descend the arms down towards the ground. Good. Actually, one more. Let's not forget about the legs. You can go ahead and rub your thighs. Good. Be generous with your breathing. Just be aware as you touch each part of the body that it's awakening. It's getting its soul call to rise into wakefulness. And then on next breath, draw the hands right up the thighs. We'll go right up the belly, carry through the heart, finish the inhalation as you lift the arms all the way above the head. When you're ready to exhale, palms stay up this time. Open that space around you. Let's do one more round like that. So go ahead and draw from the knees. You can even go through the ankles and go all the way up the legs. Inhale to rise. Only when you need to exhale, when it's natural, let the arms begin to part. Relax the shoulders. Come all the way down. Good. One more time. So inhale, drawing, dredging the awareness from deep in the spine all the way up. And then feeling the bliss, look up through the point between the two eyebrows. Then exhale, blooming that energy. Alright, so we're going to come out of our seat. You can extend your legs forward, then off to the side. Come onto your knees. We'll come right up to standing posture to begin today. First into Tadasana, standing pose, feet hips distance apart. I felt the inspiration this morning to lift one knee and then lift the opposite arm and reach up. Good, and then exhale, come down and interchange. Inhale, reach one knee, opposite hand down to the earth. So big, dramatic steps here, testing your balance. Nice deep breathing. Make sure that it's matching the rhythm of your breath. The exhale is the in-between, switching and inhaling to rise. Exhaling to come down. Just a couple more, nice and slow. Good. We'll end on the opposite side that we started. Good, coming down. You could take hands into the hips. We're just going to raise one foot and go ahead and spiral at the ankle here. So waving the ankle around. Breathing and recharging this ankle. Send love and vitality into your foot. Good. And then if you can, do a little pattern with your knee here. So you lead with your knee and your foot just kind of follows. It's a nice way to open up into the hip. You do a little figure eight pattern, a little waving here. It'll test your balance early in the practice. Then you can come to the other side. So spiraling the ankle. Feel free to use a chair, a wall if you need to. Good. All the while, keep your consciousness lifted so your gaze at least to the wall, and if you can, right up to the point where the ceiling and the wall meet. So just an upward lift. Good. And then you free the knee here. So imagine flexibility, dynamic movement in the hip. You're leading with the knee, foot is soft. Nice deep breathing. Then we'll go down, take feet a little bit wider here. You'll shift weight over onto, let's start with the right foot, and then you can send left foot flying around in little circles here. Breathing nice and deep as you start. Your leg is like an empty coat sleeve. The foot stays low to the ground. And then you can set that side down, go right to the other side. So the focus here is in the hip. And feel that your hip is being stimulated. And in the wake of that stimulation, we invite greater sense of vitality and energy. It's good if you wobble. It's a chance to balance. All right. And when you're ready, you can set both feet nice and firm down onto the ground. Let's inhale, we'll bend the knees and then reach all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Let's do some oxygenating breathing. You can extend arms straight forward. These come from the energization exercises. Slight bend in the knees. We'll double inhale and tense the arms as we draw them away from the heart center. Double exhale through the mouth. Let's do it together. And releasing. Again. Bringing that enlivening energy back into the body. Move at your own pace. One more. Good. And then exhale, hands come down to the heart and then draw them back together. We'll do one more here. Soft fists into the heart. We'll inhale and tense out. Exhale, tense forward. Double inhale up. Double exhale down. So, you could say, I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And smile while you practice. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic. Come right to the tips of the toes. One more. Positive, energetic, enthusiastic. All right, good. Let's just close the eyes for a moment. Feel the energy rising through soles of the feet. Through the ankles, calves, thighs, hips, right up to the central column of the spine. Relax your shoulders. Inner gaze right to the point between the two eyebrows. Feel all that newly awakened energy rising right up the spine. Beautiful job. You can flutter the eyes back open as you're ready. We're going to take feet a little bit wider than usual. You can even step off of your mat, or you can turn sideways onto your mat if you'd like. And we'll just bend the knees and settle down slightly here. So we're not trying to go all the way down, but just enough to activate a little sensation in your thighs. Going to rub the inside of the thighs a few times. And say, rejoice, my body cells, rejoice. Whole body getting wakeful here. Good. We're going to open into the wrists for a moment. So take the hands and start spiraling wrists in circles and reach arms all the way up, but stay solid in this foundation. And then reverse the direction. Pay attention to the hands and the fingers all the way down. Let's do soft fists. Soft fists getting into the forearms. Hugging inner thighs nice and close together. Reverse down. Very simple movements, but great way to open up the limbs. Good, if you can stay here, stay here. Straighten your legs if necessary. We're going to take hands onto the elbows, and you're going to pretend like you're rocking a baby side to side. And really pull one arm long and opposite arm starts bending. So you get a sense of opening in the shoulders. You might take feet a little wider. And if you can go around in a circle, feel free. Great way to open up the shoulder joints and all their little articulations. Again, you can stand with straight legs if you need to, but this is an opportunity to feel the energy stimulated in the limbs of the legs. And then just come back to a rocking when you're ready, and you can release right down through neutral. Good, let's heel toe back together, nice and close. And you can inhale, sweep the arms up and around. Exhale, turn the palms down and just bathe the body. We're going right to the ground, so bathe all the way down. Feel any static in your field. Grounded towards the earth. Inhale, push off of your thighs, halfway lifting in our forward fold. Good. Exhale, you're going to reach down and draw that energy back up the legs. Nice deep breathing. Carry the hands through the belly. And we go all the way back up to the sky to reverse. Palms stay up and you bloom your hands open nice and wide. Beautiful job. So let's try it again. You can go ahead and inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale, bathe the hands, palms facing down. Feel that static of mind, of emotion, and you're going all the way down, right down the front of the body. When you're ready to rise, you slide hands to the top side of the thigh and push off the thigh. Long legs, and then exhale and soften the head down. This time rise with hands behind the body. So inhale and lift up behind the body. Nice, gradual, coming in through the front of the torso and up into the sky. Exhale, hands, release. Let's take a few moments just to stand in Tadasana. You can close the eyes if it doesn't compromise your balance. The affirmation for Tadasana: I stand ready to obey thy least command. Center your awareness at the point between the two eyebrows. The one who we are obeying is our own intuition. I stand ready to obey thy least command. The reasoning mind sits humbly at the feet of the intuitive mind. I stand ready to obey thy least command. Beautiful. You can open your eyes slowly. Let's float the arms up again here. Nice deep breath reaching all the way into the sky. Good. We're going to leave our hands up here in prayer with elbows slightly bent and just take a gentle step back of whichever foot that you'd like. We'll do both sides. And slight bend in the front knee. We're in Muktasan or freedom pose. So reach your arms up above the head. If you have shoulder discomfort, hands stay in the heart. If you'd like to challenge yourself, some of us like hands in reverse prayer behind the back. So nice deep breathing here. Expansive light from the point between your two eyebrows. Let your consciousness fill the room in this pose. Repeating the affirmation, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free. We're activating a vibration of freedom within ourselves that already exists. I am free. I am free. When you're ready to release the pose, hands come back to the front side of the body. And let's inhale. We're going to stand right onto our supportive leg and draw your knee, both arms up into the sky. Nice deep breath like you're standing on a high block. Lift tall into the sky. Good. And then exhale. You can just descend down gently by dropping the hands and the foot. Nice calm movements here. Let's close the eyes just for a moment. Energy to the point between the two brows. At least one more full breath. You can sweep the arms and flutter the eyes open as you inhale. Arms go above the head, and we'll take a soft step back with our opposite sides, whichever one that is for you. Front knee is slightly bent here, and you're reaching up into the sky. Remember, shoulder sensitivity, hands go right in the heart. For anybody looking for extra challenge, reverse prayer behind the heart center. Most important is to start at the foundation of your body. Push down through soles of the feet like you're spreading the earth apart. Hug the inner thighs together. Pelvic floor lifts, and you'll find all this abundance of energy rising through the spine. Relaxing and feeling the reality of the pose. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. Lift through the heart in your freedom affirmation. I am free. I am free. A few more breaths in the pose. And when you're ready to rise, hands come down if they're above the head. Use the momentum of sweeping the hands up and in front of the body. We'll draw the knee and then draw the hands right up above like you're standing on the high shelf. Nice and tall. Flex your toes. And then you can exhale and descend down nice and calm here. Beautiful. We're going to fasten hands right onto the thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, fold the body down and forwards. Good. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhaling, releasing the breath and folding forwards. So as you see fit, at the peak of your inhalation, you're pressing off thighs in the active phase of your forward fold. And then exhaling, releasing head and neck. Good. Legs working towards straighter. Just be gentle with the backside of the knees. Next time you're down, if you'd like, rub the back of your knees. Let them know that it's okay, that you're safe. They can release. that this is a practice of love, and you might find a little more flexibility with just this gentle encouragement. Let's inhale, press off thighs for the last time. Exhale, you're going to fold forward and we're going to roll our way up. So arms are heavy, head is heavy, and you're stacking one vertebrae at a time all the way back to standing. Nice deep breath until you rise in your pose. Turn your thumbs out and open your chest. Stand in your fullness here. Inner gaze to the point between your two eyebrows to feel the rising energy. The affirmation in our forward fold is nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. Beautiful. You can flutter the eyes open, and we'll come into our warrior two pose. So go ahead and step to the front of your mat. You can hold onto your hips here. I like to take maybe a step back, and then if you can get a little bit further, feel free. Some of us may be able to get 3 steps back to get the gate wide open. And you just turn your hips to open wide here. Very important, use your hands to guide your attention. Inhale, draw the inner thighs close together and lift through the pelvic floor. And then you could draw those hands right up the belly. Feel the solar plexus lifting. Heart begins to bloom open, and that's where the hands are free to expand. In this version, palms stay facing up, and we look over our front hand. And you place in your receiving hand what it is that you wish to draw into your reality in this moment. It can be any of the 8 aspects of the divine: peace, calm, love, joy, wisdom, power, light, and sound. So behold as a glowing orb of light in the front palm. When you're ready to, you can drop that forearm to your supportive leg, and we're going to gaze at the back palm and reach up and over the head, palm facing down into side angle pose. Nice deep breath here. Breathing lots of energy in the pose. The affirmation for this pose is wonderfully activating. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Let's go ahead and release the top arm. We're going to stay in the pose for just a moment. I want you to reach down your back leg, and as you inhale, guide the energy to rise up the leg, lift through your pelvic floor, right through your heart, and then send that arm ascending off the top side of the crown. You can feel a sense of strength and power. 1 or 2 more breaths. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Next inhalation takes top arm back to the heart, pressing your way off of your supportive leg. We come back to neutral. It's nice here to straighten the front leg and interlace the fingers and reach up to the sky. Just press, press, press the heart. Lengthen the spine, then we can seal hands into the heart. And we look towards the front of our mat. You take as many steps as you need, 1 or 2 or even 3. We come back to neutral here. Drop the hands or leave them on the heart. Close the eyes, shift the energy back to the point between your 2 brows. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Let's take a reset throughout the spine. You can open the eyes. We'll inhale, reach the arms right above the head. And then we'll take a bow. So you can spread the arms. Feel free to hold on the top side of the thighs, or you can slide down the legs as is available. Go into your full forward fold here. Knees bent if necessary to make the posture accessible and comfortable. If you don't need your hands, take them onto the soft spot at the base of your skull and just do a little circling here. Open the mouth wide. Scrunch the nose. Wrinkle the eyes. Good. Get into the ears. A little massage of the ears. Take a breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Stick your tongue as far towards your chin as you can. Like your tongue is a spear and you're pointing it down towards your chin. Try one more. Releasing the breath all the way out. When you're ready to rise, you release any massaging of the hands and gently roll your way back up the spine. Roll, roll, roll all the way up. Some of us will opt to sweep the arms up overhead, slightly behind the head for a gentle back bend. You release your hips just a little forwards and reach a little bit beyond the head. Squeeze the belly muscles to support, and we look up to the point between the two eyebrows to feel awakening. You might stay here for another breath or two. You feel ready to descend down. We're working our way into our warrior two on the other side. So eyes opening to support the process. You go ahead and take a big step back with your opposite foot. I believe we're on the left foot behind here. So one step is great for intro. 2 steps will take you a little deeper. 3 steps you really descend down into your full warrior pose. So first is to open the hips out to the side. Just release them naturally. They're sort of at a diagonal, not quite facing firm, but diagonal. Good. You can reach your arms down below, and as you breathe through soles of the feet. Push down as you draw the breath up. Inner thighs gathering. Pelvic floor lifts. Then lift through the solar plexus. Strong integrity here and willpower. Heart blooms open. And the arms reach. Palms facing up in this version. Relax your shoulders down and back. You can look over your front knee just to make sure that you can still see your first few toes. Nice fullness of breath in the pose. Again, whatever quality it is that you're invoking in your life today, let that quality be a ball of light manifesting in the front palm. Feel that quality receptive, received into the body, into the heart, affecting your consciousness. When you're ready to descend, you make it gradual. Dropping your front arm down to the thigh. And then you send your opposite arm. Some of us like to start directly above the body, and this is a gentle version of your side angle. If you don't have shoulder sensitivity, face palm down and then cut the sky above you. A little tip here for people with sensitive shoulders. You can hold your hand on your heart. You can always rest it down on the side of the body. Good. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. The more that you can sink your hips into the pose, the stronger the angle will come off of the back leg. And try not to sleep on your front arm, but to keep the belly toned here. And we draw from that fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Say it one more time with deep concentration at the point between the two eyebrows. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. When you're ready to descend, draw the hand down, maybe to the heart first, and use the strength of your front leg to even back out. Good. And then you take a couple steps forwards, could be one, could be two, so you rise all the way up to the front of the mat. And let's just take a moment here to close the eyes and lift the gaze. For anyone new to this practice of gazing at the spiritual eye, you imagine as though you're looking up, so the chin doesn't move, but the eyes start to look up. And we look through the forehead, far, far into the distance, allowing our consciousness to expand beyond the boundaries of skin and muscle. The breath is completely natural. You might remain here for several breaths if you so desire. For anybody else, we're opening our eyes slowly, and you're going to walk all the way to the back of your mat. Take a nice deep bend in the knees and slide the hands down the legs. We're coming all the way down to touch the ground, and you're going to crawl your way right into a downward facing dog. Start to open the space between hands and feet a little bit wider. For anybody that would like to challenge their body a little, try taking one hand to the back of the knee, and then you can just shift sides. So definitely not accessible for all bodies, and it's really not necessary, but it's a nice way to soothe the backside of the knees. You can always just march in place as an alternative. Look towards your lap in the posture. The affirmation for downward facing dog: calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. If you have sensitive wrists, take care of your body. Come right down into tabletop pose. If you'd like to remain for 2 or 3 more breaths, we're going to meet in a gentle expression of cat-cow. So whenever you're ready, you slide into the cow, roll up into the cat pose. We're further lubricating the joints, stimulating the centers of the spine. Long, deep breathing, flushing out any energies that no longer serve your joyful expression. All right. We're going to take a neutral position here. You can come down into child's pose if you'd like. Some of us prefer Vajrasana, which is the seated hero's pose, sitting over the ankles. Just find what your body needs most in these moments. Palms, if you're in child's pose, can be reaching out or even wrapped behind you. If your toes happen to cross in child's pose, let the right toe sit on top of the left. Same for Vajrasana. For those of us in hero's pose, palms face up on the lap. We'll all repeat the same affirmation. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. And your body may enjoy another several moments in the posture. Feel free to exit the pose as you're ready. We're going to rise up through our tabletop pose, and we're going to come into a pigeon pose. I'd like to just offer a couple varieties here for those of us that aren't able to get into the full version. So if you aren't, you step one foot slightly back and you cross your front leg over. So for some of us coming down on the forearms, this is a great way to access the pigeon pose. And you let your head, getting a slight inversion, fall towards the ground. If this is absolutely uncomfortable, you can always come onto your back and hug that knee up into the body. For those of us coming into the full version, pass right into downward facing dog. Your big toes step together. And we're going to start on left side, so go ahead and draw the left foot. You can either send it up to the sky as a counter and then draw the knee up, but we all meet forward in between the hands. Start to lower the hips down over the shape of your pigeon pose. It's nice to start with the ankle underneath the body, but if you can gradually work to slide it out over and off to the side, that can be an interesting inquiry in the body. Good. We start in the active phase of the pose with our chest lifted. And then bow the heart down and roll your shoulders down, and then lift the heart forward first and then up. And you'll find it's far more comfortable in the low spine. The affirmation for pigeon pose. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. See if you can close the eyes and lift the gaze to the point between your two eyebrows. Breathing calm and steady. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Let's say it with calm feeling. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Take it into a whisper. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Some of us enjoy the passive side of pigeon, where we start to lower down maybe onto forearms. If you need to stay lifted up, you just bow the head down. Another option is when you get close to the ground, stack the fists on top of each other for the head to get a little resting point. So your fists can just create a little lift from the floor. Each of our bodies will have a different response to these postures. If it's particularly challenging for you, you may exit the pose at any time, respecting the body. Keeping your consciousness alive in the posture, feel awareness in the spine. In every posture, our awareness is ideally expanding from the point between the two eyebrows to fill the room. When you're ready to rise out of the pose, it's slow and gradual. Some of us enjoy being here for several more breaths. Others are stepping back onto your hands. Tuck the toes of your back leg under first. Then lift your kneecap, and this should lift your hips off the ground. Then tuck the belly, and then you may be able to step out and back. Some of us will come into downward facing dog as our neutral asana. Others that were in the lower version just come down to child's pose and rest. Anyone can come down into any posture that their body is leading them towards. All right, we're not here long to stay. When you're ready to rise, if your body is ready, go ahead and roll forward through your tabletop. Tuck the toes underneath. Again, if you're coming into the easier version here, you just step one of your feet a little bit further back and then draw the foot around the knee and foot off to the side. By coming down on the forearms and lowering the head and sinking hips backwards, you get a nice opening in the pose. At the very least, you can come onto your back and draw the knee towards the chest. The rest of us come into downward dog. Big toes align together as much as your anatomy will allow. You're welcome to float the right foot up to the sky and then draw the knee up in under between the hands. Again, I do recommend that you start with ankle underneath the body if you're new to the position. As you find confidence, you can swing the foot open. Anybody swinging the foot open, please flex your toes towards the knee. This will keep your knee safe and from twisting. Then you sink your hips down wherever they're ready to go. Use your hands to support you here. And again, let's bow the heart down towards the earth, roll the shoulders up, and think forwards and then upward lift. So there's no folding in the low spine. You can even pull on the heels of your hands. Elbows close by the body. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. You can close the eyes, feel free. Everyone lift your gaze, look up a little bit higher without strain. Feel the spine energized. You might stay here as long as you desire to. When the body is ready to lower down, respect the inner authority of your practice by bowing the head down. Some of us can come onto forearms. If anyone wants to try coming down a little further, you can stack fists. You might just use one if you'd like and rest the forehead down. Others of us, our bodies allow us to go to the ground. It doesn't matter how flexible your body is. What matters most is the consciousness that we practice with. So as you rest in any version of the pose that your body feels comfortable in, actively draw the awareness back up the spine and offer all the bodily sensations, the emotional awakenings, right to the point between the two eyebrows. You make your body soft like a baby. Again, rest in the pose for as long as you'd like. We're going to start reversing out for those of us that find the pose challenging. This time, an alternate way to exit the pose. Lean yourself way, way off to the right side as you start to press, so much so that you can begin to draw the back knee around. We're going to cross right over so that you end up coming into a twisting posture. And if you can, you just step your foot right next to your knee. Some of us can go over the knee. We'll take a moment here as our neutral asana just to feel a sense of length in the spine. And then when you're ready, you extend your right arm out nice and long, and we wrap around this front knee. And your other arm can sort of roll back and around and then down to the ground. Sitting tall in the spine. The affirmation, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Think of those who you love most, who you have an emotional connection to, and see them blessed by the awakening light in your heart. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Let's lift the energy to the point between the two eyebrows, and we'll repeat Om either out loud or silently, lifting the energy and purifying the space around us. Om. 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 Good. You can gently reverse out of the pose. Just an extra blessing for our soul friends. When you come back to neutral, on the inhalation, you can unstep this foot. And it's easiest just to extend it as far out as you can with the toes still down onto the ground. And then you can sneak that other leg out from out of the way. We match the legs and come right to the other side. So left foot comes back, right foot comes by the knee. And you sit nice and tall even before you begin the twist. Again, on inhalation, we take the step. Good. Exhale and just relax in the pose, hugging the knee. This time, left arm is going to reach out nice and long, so extend that heart energy. I'm hearing.
Yeah, but that's good.
And then come over, crossing the leg. Your other arm can inhale and rise up above the head and down and back. Actively pressing off of the backhand, breathing slow, steady breath. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Feeling a great flow of energy entering from the base of the skull, filling into your body and overflowing from the heart. Energy rising from the heart up to the point between the two eyebrows and blessing from this point as well. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Sit a little taller to the crown of your head for these last few moments in the pose. Let the channel of the spine be nice and long. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. The exhalation is a gradual release of the pose, as is natural for you. The inhale takes your foot unstepping here, right beside the knee. Let's go ahead and lengthen the spine, sit nice and tall. Good. And then when you're ready, you can exhale out of the pose, extending your foot forwards, untucking the other leg. So we're going to lower down onto our backs. You can scoot your hips forwards and then hold onto the backs of the thighs and slowly roll yourself all the way down. Take knees right in towards the chest on your back. Breathing nice, smooth, deep breath. You can rock side to side or do little circles. Feeling any energy that is ready to leave the body. Ways of being, habits and patterns of thought that at one point served us to protect us, no longer necessary. And so we lovingly thank these ways of being, even though they may feel stuffy in your newly awakened consciousness. Give them thanks, for at one point they were of great service to you, and release them out. We're going to open into happy baby pose as is natural. In this posture, the knees open towards the shoulders and the feet go halfway to the sky. Some of us can hold onto our thighs, others backside of the knees, others calves, ankles, and eventually we get up towards the feet. Now, we're going to use this pose as our inversion for the ending of the class. If you were hoping to get a deeper inversion in your practice, now is the time to release out of happy baby and to find that inversion. Some of us may be working on our Viparikkarni Mudra, which is the supported shoulder stand. Others of us may want to experiment with the full shoulder stand. So if you are going to come into any of them, watch me demonstrate before you attempt them yourself, and then you can come into the pose as your final exploration. So supported shoulder stand, elbows plug into the ground, feet start to extend over the face, and you push into the elbows to lift the hips into the hands. Legs lengthen into a comfortable, neutral position, only looking up towards the feet with calm, abiding awareness. Shoulder span, you're just walking hands up the back a little bit more. So most of us, the supported shoulder stand is plenty. To keep the neck safe in this position, look up with the nose and look a little down. Find the neutral point. Remember, you can always be in happy baby. For those of us coming into shoulder stand or Viparikkarni Mudra, hold the position for a little bit longer if possible. If you need to come down, you just bend the knees and lower down from whatever position you're in. It's good to stay up in the posture and allow the breath to circulate, and you'll find there's a calibrating that begins to happen in any of these postures through calm relaxation and deep feeling. Now all paths lead to Shavasana, so any final postures that you might want to finish out in, now is a good time. One point of importance, if your low back feels like it's beginning to contract, which is just a function to keep your body safe, bend your knees with feet on the ground and wave the knees side to side. And just breathe slow and steady here. It'll help to flush the low back and release that protective experience. When you do get to Shavasana and legs are extending long, palms will face up. A blanket is a great tool in this posture. helps to keep your energy insulated close to the spine. Remember, palms face up for receptivity, openness of heart. And we sail into this posture on the winds of this affirmation. Bones, muscles, movement, I surrender now. Anxiety, elation, and depression, churning thoughts, all these I give into the hands of peace. Have one more repetition, centering your awareness as you dive into deep relaxation at the point between the two eyebrows. Bones, muscles, movement, I surrender now. Anxiety, elation, and depression, churning thoughts, all these I give into the hands of peace. of the physical body. Center the awareness back to the point between your two eyebrows and feel an expanding light. And let that light expand to bathe all of the brain cells. Dissolving any negative thought patterns. Let it expand into the throat, allowing freedom of expression, honest communication. Down into the shoulders and the heart and through the arms. Awakening unconditional self-love and love for others. Down in between the ribs, the upper belly, finding a healthy self-image, strength of will, and calm self-control in all situations. Further down through the belly, beneath the waistline, just before you reach the base of the spine, allowing emotional restlessness to be calmed, the waves of seeking many paths to be centered to one, joy and creativity to return into their fullness of expression. Shining that light furthermore to the base of the spine and the root. Feeling a great trust in every twist and turn of life, that we turn our love and our hearts towards the divine, trusting that we have everything we need in every moment, that we are safe, that we are held, and that we are abundant. Shining that light all the way down through the legs, to the soles of the feet. Expanding beyond boundary of the skin, feeling the aura cleared and healed. When it's natural for you to find this gentle awakenings, you can start to move the fingers or the toes. You can flex muscles, maybe even squeezing one glute and then the other. Some of us like to reach our arms above the head, and we reach out nice and long. Breathing. And any little awakening movements that you like, if it's head side to side or knees in towards the chest, rolling on your back a few rounds. We'll all pass lead over to the right side just to rest and receive. If you can, place your hands towards the ground, at least the left hand, and hold the earth with that hand. And send blessings to this beautiful planet and her living consciousness. Thank you, Mother Gaia. Thank you for your service, for your love and support. Again, as is natural, you can slowly begin to rise from the earth, pressing and feeling her supporting your lift until you come into a comfortable seat. And we'll close our eyes and prepare for meditation. You might take your blanket with you and wrap around you as you'd like. Closing the eyes down. For anybody that needs to sign out at this time, please feel free to say goodbyes in the chat. But we'll go right into our meditation aspect of the practice. Palms facing up on the lap. Let's take a double inhalation through the nose. You can squeeze the body and relax. Again, as you're ready. And relaxing. One more time, double inhale, tense the body. And release. Sit tall in your spine, muscles relaxed, all the energy to the point between your two eyebrows. Allow the breath to flow naturally in and out of the body in its own tidal rhythms. Mentally hearing the sound of hum on inhalation, H-O-N, and saw on exhalation. And this is your opportunity to be with the divine. Hung Sa means I am spirit. We'll take about 10 minutes or so to meditate in silence together. portion of our meditation. Let go of any practices. And sit quietly in the heart with the divine in your own unique way. Stay in this meditative state, joining the hands together in prayer, bringing loved ones to mind, fellow truth seekers, anyone that you have an emotional connection with. Let's bring them into the beautiful light of our meditation, our morning sadhana, spiritual practices. Let's see them bathed in an enveloping light. Feel that light flowing through you, your body as a channel. Pray for their best and their highest good. And we lovingly let it be. Let's rub the palms together. Generating some energy, electromagnetism. Go ahead, take a nice deep breath into the nose. Open mouth, exhale. We'll extend the palms out and we'll Om 3 times together. Inhaling to begin. Outward expanded. If you feel good, energy flowing through the channel of your body. Seeing that light blessing the world. Legions of angels coming to the earth to support the awakening of all souls. Join the hands back together in prayer. A gentle lift of prayer hands to the point between the two eyebrows. We bow to the divine nature within each one of us, honoring that place that is humble, wise, and loving, drawing the hands to the heart. We affirm those qualities in ourselves. Have a beautiful day. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Take your time coming back. Thank you for being with us and practicing.